Chapter 21 Interview. Welcome to Matheran, a place shrouded in mystery and ancient secrets. Johan stands outside Mrs. Kapoor's door, feeling like he's about to enter a world beyond the ordinary. The faint smell of incense and something darker, like disappointment and doom, wafts through the crack. Nervous, he reminds himself it's just an interview for his book. But Tara's warnings echo. She does things in there: black magic, shadows, strange smells. Don't say I didn't warn you. Steeling himself, Johan knocks. The door creaks open, revealing a sharp eyed woman with a gravelly voice that sends a chill down his spine. Good evening, Mrs. Kapoor, Johan greets, trying to sound confident. She eyes him suspiciously. Matheran? She repeats, her tone wary. Yes, Johan says quickly. A place of stories, mystery, and trouble, she interrupts. Most people like you don't know what they're asking for. Johan laughs nervously. I'm harmless. Just here to listen. It's my second best quality after making terrible life choices. Mrs. Kapoor eyes him skeptically. You have 10 minutes. Don't touch anything, or you'll regret it. Inside, the room feels heavy, alive with shadows that pulse and breed. Heavy curtains block out the outside world. Mrs. Kapoor gestures to an ancient chair. Johan sits, clutching his notebook, as a whisper echoes from somewhere deeper in the flat. Did you hear that? He asks. She nods. The house likes you, she says. Johan shivers. Let's start with Matheran, he says, trying to steady his voice. Mrs. Kapoor's eyes glint as she speaks. This place stands on older ground than you can imagine. Before walls, there were tall trees and roots digging into the dark. Johan blinks, feeling the weight of ancient secrets pressing in. Welcome to Matheran, where history and mystery intertwine, and nothing is quite what it seems. Mrs. Kapoor leans forward, and for a moment, the air feels colder. Not everything underground wants to stay there. Johan scribbles furiously, trying not to glance at the far corner where shadows seem thicker. Johan asks, people say they hear mysterious chants from your flat. Do you practice something? The lamp flickers. Mrs. Kapoor's expression stays calm, but her voice softens. They hear what they fear, not what's real. Fear tricks the mind. Yes, I practice. Not magic, but protection. Living alone teaches you to ignore what others dismiss. And sometimes she lifts a finger as if scolding the air. Sometimes they listen back. The faint whispering returns, deliberate, chilling. Johan asks, have you ever seen something you couldn't explain? Mrs. Kapoor smiles, a smile that's not comforting. Every day. Shadows aren't just tricks of light. When you understand the rules, you see what others can't. Johan frowns, pen ready. What rules? She leans back, eyes gleaming faintly. Rule 1. Never disrespect the unseen. Rule 2. If you hear a knock at your window after midnight, don't open the curtains. Johan chuckles. And Rule 3? Mrs. Kapoor's eyes lock onto his. Never ask for explanations. Some answers are better left unknown. A chill runs down Johan's spine. He glances at the window, curtains heavy and still. Johan asks, do you know anything about the horror stories of Matheran? Mrs. Kapoor's face darkens, her hands still on the table. Matheran, she says slowly, the word heavy. Yes. The stories, the buried voices, the silence. Johan leans forward. Can you tell me a story? She looks at him, her gaze deep and unsettling. Then shrugs casually. Some places are hungry. Matheran is one of them. Johan asks, do you ever feel afraid, Mrs. Kapoor? She lets out a vicious laugh. Afraid? No. Fear only exists when you pretend the dark isn't real. I stopped pretending long ago. Johan scribbles in his notebook. She doesn't fear the dark because she lives in it. Final question. If you had one piece of advice for someone curious about the unseen, what would it be? Mrs. Kapoor's gaze sharpens. Leave it alone. Curiosity opens doors that can't be closed. And when you hear something breathing behind you, she pauses. The whispering grows louder, faint voices murmuring just beyond hearing. Don't look back. The lamp flickers again. Johan grips his pen, feeling the oppressive weight of the room. His 10 minutes are up, but he stays still until Mrs. Kapoor stands, signaling the end. Thank you, Johan mumbles. She watches him leave, his movements hurried. Remember, Johan, she says softly as he opens the door, some stories aren't written, they're kept quiet for a reason. The door closes behind him. His notebook feels heavier. Later that night, as he tries to sleep, a faint knock taps against his window, which he ignores. He stares at the ceiling, the curtains drawn tight. Chapter 22. The Sunlit Cafe. In the warm glow of the golden hour, Tara, Kabir, and Johan sit in a cozy cafe, the air thick with the scent of coffee and cinnamon. Johan's battered notebook lies between them as he flips it shut with a decisive thud. All right, I'll say it again, you two are kids. We are dealing with ghosts, not a game. That's dangerous. Kabir adjusts his glasses and says, good to know. Tara grins, come on, Johan. It's not Voldemort. Johan's tone turns serious. This isn't a Netflix adventure. What if it gets out of hand? Tara nods. You're right. It's worse. Because this isn't fiction. You don't even know half of it yet. Johan's eyes narrow. What are you talking about? Tara leans in, lowering her voice. Remember Mr. Gokhale, the librarian? I went back yesterday. He's been researching Mrs. Kapoor's house and Kintale. It's not just folklore. Kabir asks, what do you mean? Tara's voice sharpens. Kintale isn't just a tribal legend. It's a cursed entity, an ancient soul stealer that feeds on fears and guilt. It thrives where there's unresolved pain, like Mrs. Kapoor's house. It doesn't show itself easily but pushes people to their breaking points. The tribes believed it roams forever, growing stronger. Johan's eyebrows knit together. Tara's eyes burn with conviction. It's real. I'm sure of it. Johan whispers, an ancient curse. Tara nods. Kintale is the root of all this. That house is ground zero. Kabir tries to lighten the mood. Great. So we are fighting ghosts, a crazy old lady, and a soul-eating demon? Should we add garlic to the shopping list? Johan frowns, still processing. Tara remains steady. Mr. Gokhale said the stories are whispered among tribal elders, but no one talks openly. They believe acknowledging it gives Kintale more power. Johan runs a hand through his hair. This is insane. Tara concludes, he also gave me leads, people in tribal settlements who might know more. And my dad, Arvind Deshmukh, is on board. He says Kabir and I can join you, but only if he's with us during investigations. Johan is relieved. That's something. Your dad's a good man, and I trust he'll keep you safe. But we are treading on thin ice, Tara. You understand that, right? Kabir grins. Thin ice, haunted houses, demonic folklore. Call it what you want, but at least it's not boring. Johan chuckles. Not boring at all. We are like actors in a horror movie about to step onto the set. Kabir leans back. You're right. I'd prefer it be like Stranger Things. I've always wanted a monster chasing me through the woods while I yell cryptic one-liners and look terrified. Johan exhales, a reluctant smile on his face. Glad you find this funny. Kabir smirks. Fine, maybe I'm stretching. The real words were, if you're going to get into trouble, do it with someone who can drag you out of a ditch. Tara nods. He's pragmatic. Plus, he knows about my abilities and he's kind of proud. Kabir interrupts. She talks to ghosts, Johan. Remember? You're the one who dragged us into this freaky underworld. Johan runs a hand through his hair. All right. Deshmukh's on board. At least we won't have two kids wandering into haunted forests like idiots. Dad's got us covered. Official badge, big presents, and patience for Kabir's sarcasm. Tara laughs. Kabir mock offended. Hey, my sarcasm is a coping mechanism. It's either that or screaming uncontrollably. Johan shakes his head with a faint smile. One more thing. My friend Chaitali is coming. She's a professional psychic, seriously tuned into energy and people. Tara's eyes widen. A psychic? Like vibes and visions? Kabir raises an eyebrow. Are you bringing her so we can talk to ghosts more easily, or hoping she'll tell us we'll win the lottery? Johan smirks. She doesn't predict the future. Chaitali senses the unseen, hidden truths, lingering energies. If something dark is around, she'll pick up on it first. Tara thinks. That's brilliant. Sometimes the energy of a place tells you more than words. Kabir grumbles. Great. Now we are talking spirits, black magic, and psychics. If this goes sideways, we'll sound crazy. Johan smiles sternly. Crazy is where the truth hides. Just don't lose those glasses. I'll need you looking sharp. The kids speak together. This isn't a game. We are poking at monsters, real ones. But if we do it right, we'll shine a light where no one else dares. Tara raises her coffee cup. To smart plans, psychic vibes, and dad-approved investigations. Kabir clinks his cup. And to not ending up on a missing kids poster. Johan raises his cup last, a mix of admiration and unease. To shining a light on monsters, no matter how old or cursed they are. The three clink cups. The cafe hums on, unaware that at this little table, a war is being planned not with weapons, but with sharp minds and grit. Outside, the evening darkens as if the world itself is listening. Chapter 23 The Summoner. The evening air thickens as the sun slips behind the hills, casting the world into an uneasy twilight. Inside her house, the atmosphere is stifling. A low, unnatural hum fills the rooms, like the house itself breathing, exhaling shadows. Nirmala kneels in the center of her once beautiful living room, now stripped of dignity. Walls smeared with symbols in black ash and vermilion. Charred incense sticks burn in cracked clay pots, filling the air with acrid smoke. Her hands tremble, but her eyes burn with unnatural focus. Her hair, streaked with grey, hangs wild around her face. She murmurs ancient, guttural chants, words borrowed from a long buried language. Her voice rises and falls like a wave. Kalmaya. Chayaroop. Shunya ka Raja. Aja. Aja. She grips a small wooden effigy, a grotesque carving of Kintali, with crude nails hammered into its limbs. Around her, a black circle of salt and coal dust. In the center, a flame flickers unnaturally still, as if listening. Nirmala's eyes burn as she stares into the fire. Her mind is a battlefield of grief and vengeance. Kintali destroyed her life, her home, her sanity. But Nirmala Kapoor is no ordinary woman. She studied Tantra and black magic for years. Now, she calls upon dark spirits, entities older than time. The flames crackle suddenly, leaping higher. A guttural, inhuman hiss fills the room, slithering like all into her ears. Her breathing quickens. Her nails dig into the effigy's wooden chest. Spirit whispers deep and slow, "What do you seek?" The voice echoes from nowhere and everywhere. Shadows crawl along the walls, twisting like tortured souls. Nirmala's voice shakes but remains determined. "I seek revenge. I seek death. Kintale must suffer. He must lose his power. Tear him apart, piece by piece." The shadows ripple as if pleased. The hiss becomes a low growl, vibrating through her bones. Spirit says, "There is always a price." Nirmala clenches her jaw, sweat streaming down her face. "I'll pay it. Whatever it takes. My body, my life, take it all. Just finish him." The growl turns into a dark, unnatural laughter, deep, echoing, as if 1,000 mouths are laughing together. Nirmala knows the price is more than her life. These spirits do not give without taking. They will bleed her soul dry. But she doesn't care. Days pass, and her practice grows darker, more desperate. Her room becomes a temple of the damned. Every night, she calls spirits of rage, greed, madness, each summoned with specific rituals. She offers drops of her own blood, fills bowls with stagnant water, whispers curses into ripples, and sees distorted, angry faces that belong to nothing human. One night, the spirits respond louder than ever. The air chills. The flame in her circle splits into two, forming glowing, burning eyes. Spirit whispers, "The pact is made. We will hurt him. We will haunt him. But you must guide us. He is too strong." Nirmala smiles, a thin, crooked smile full of triumph. Her plan is cruel but simple. She uses the dark spirits to invade Kintale's territory. The shadows she summoned are now his shadows. They whisper to him, fill his thoughts with confusion, torment him until he acts in ways that benefit her. She wants to see cracks in his devilish soul, where she can enter and destroy him from within, just as he is doing to her. Her health begins to wane under the strain of her dark rituals. Her face is pale, gaunt, her voice raspy from endless chants. But her eyes remain sharp, blazing with vengeance. The spirits whisper constantly now, crawling into her mind's corners. At night, kneeling before her altar, she visualized Kintale screaming, trapped in a house that burns but never collapses. His power reduced to ashes. Whispering to the flames, she murmurs, "Soon, very soon." Chapter 24. Strange Activities. The energy in Tara's neighborhood grows stranger each day. At first, it's subtle, an unusual stillness, an eerie quiet that makes birds refuse to sing. Then, at random times, faint guttural cries break the silence as if coming from another world. Sometimes weeks pass without incident, other nights, the sounds return, soft wails carried on the wind, then rising into primal, bone chilling screams. These nights unsettle everyone. The sounds seem to come from nowhere and everywhere, loud enough to freeze people in place, then vanish suddenly. Some say it's just the wind, but no one truly believes it. One night, the sound returns sharper, louder. Ramesh, the security guard near gate number 3, swears he sees something. It's just past midnight, and he's patrolling near the forest with his flashlight. Suddenly, he pauses, breath hitching. At the edge of his beam, something moves, slow, unnatural. He focuses. There it is, a figure, a woman like shape, hovering above the ground. She's larger than any person, shrouded in shadow, with long, floating hair. Her face is hidden, but her gaze feels cold and burning. Then she shrieks, a piercing, terrible scream that slices through the night. Ramesh drops his flashlight, stumbling back, a strangled scream escaping him. Moments later, other guards find him unconscious near the gate. When he wakes, feverish and delirious, he mutters about the floating woman and her scream. Who is this floating lady? Kabir wonders. What did the guard see? Tara gazes toward the forest but stays silent. She senses the guard is telling the truth. In the days that follow, the story spreads quickly, but not everyone believes it. In Tara's gated community, two camps form. Some, mostly older and superstitious residents, insist something sinister is happening. They whisper about spirits, curses, and forest legends. They say the forest has always been mysterious and disturbing it comes at a cost. The sounds, the fever, the guard saw her with his own eyes. Mrs. Lobo declares one morning, don't ignore the signs. There are things we cannot explain. Others scoff. It's all in the mind, Mr. Singh dismisses loudly. Fear makes us see things. Ramesh probably saw a shadow and panicked. The floating woman? Nonsense. A few nod in agreement. It's just the wind, someone mutters. And Ramesh's fever? He probably got sick from the cold. Arguments erupt at tea stalls and building lobbies, tension thick in the air. The sounds aren't constant, and some days everything feels normal. On those days, people convince themselves it's all a bad dream, a trick of the mind. Tara listens carefully to both sides, her sharp mind absorbing every detail. She keeps to herself the strange pull she feels whenever she hears the sounds, as if they're calling her. One evening, walking home from Kabir's house, she overhears two guards near the main gate. I swear it's not imagination, one says quietly. The air feels weird and foul out there. Something's moving near the forest. You feel it too, don't you? The other guard shifts uncomfortably. I don't know, maybe it's just fear. Everyone's scared, so we are seeing things. Tara keeps walking, her eyes fixed on the forest. The line between fear and reality blurs, but she knows something is there. Something real. It's not just imagination. Chapter 25, Confrontation. Tara feels the pull of the unknown deep in her chest, a faint hum she can't ignore. While others doubt what they see or hear, she knows something is there, lurking at the forest's edge or maybe coming from within. That evening, As the sun sets and shadows stretch, Tara packs her backpack with her notebook, flashlight, and her lucky whistle from her father. Quietly, she slips on her shoes, checking her surroundings. Just as she is about to leave, Kabir calls out, "Where are you going?" To find out what's happening, Tara whispers, "I need to go to the forest's edge." Kabir's eyes widen. "Are you crazy? It's dangerous." "What if? What if you see her?" "That's what I want," Tara replies calmly. "If no one else will figure this out, I will." Soon, Kabir is outside, catching his breath. "I can't let you go alone." Together, they head toward gate number 3, where Ramesh saw her. The streetlights flicker as they walk through the still, heavy evening air. At the gate, very guards ask, "What are you kids doing here?" Tara lies smoothly, just playing, her eyes darting toward the forest. The guards exchange nervous glances but let them pass. Behind the low wall, Tara and Kabir crouch, eyes fixed on the darkening woods. The thick branches block most light. They wait silently, Kabir fidgeting. "Maybe we should go back," he whispers, but Tara shushes him, holding up her hand. Then, a faint sound like breathing. Tara narrows her eyes. Shadows sway among the trees, and then a figure emerges. Tall, woman-like, moving without touching the ground. Her hair billows like a storm cloud, her face hidden, but Tara feels her gaze. The figure pauses, tilting her head as if sensing them. Kabir grips Tara's arm, trembling. "Titara, she's looking at us." Tara remains still, her heart pounding, but she feels no fear, only a strange calm, as if the woman waits. Suddenly, she dissolves into the darkness like smoke. Silence returns. Kabir tugs her sleeve. "We have to go. Now." Tara nods, rising. As they walk back to safety, Kabir asks, "What is that thing?" "A ghost? A witch?" "I don't know," Tara whispers, eyes fixed on the trees behind them. "But I'm going to find out."